I'm Kris Hagan. For those who don't know, I've been a language coach for many years. In my career, I've taught a wide variety of people, from famous singers and radio presenters to doctors, uni students, and yes, even desperate housewives trying to find an English lover. I've finally decided to share my thoughts, tips and tricks with the world. Also check out my YouTube channel if you want to see my ugly mush. So let's kick off this podcast with a great jingle.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, sharing all his English tips. Kris
is an anagram of risk.
Kris.
Hello, and welcome to this week's podcast. What a busy week it's been for me. I've had operations, thank you very much. I'm fine, nothing serious, just little things. But it's funny when in a different language, certain things that you have don't have different names and they scare your parents. Hi mum, did you like that little joke? Anyway, also on Saturday night I went to see the Imagine Dragons because my cousin Matteo wanted to go and see the Imagine Dragons, and he decided that he couldn't come because he had an exam, and so I went instead, and it was actually very impressive. I thought it would be terrible because I didn't think I actually knew any of their songs, and it was amazing because I knew 90% of their songs. It was great. There were 65,000 people there. But something that I've just found out, the Imagine Dragons, apparently Imagine Dragons is an anagram of their original name. I put it on social media asking people, what is it? What was the original name? And nobody seems to know. So if you know, let me know. If you know, let me know.
Just a bit of adverts.
Want to sound more native? Then Say It Right is the course for you. Our course teaches you all the things you didn't know existed, which will make you sound just like a native speaker. Get in touch for more details at info@krishagan.com or go directly to our shop, www.krishaganshop.com. Yes, even you can sound native. And I just want to say hello to Stefania. Thank you for your message on social media. She actually bought the book, Say It Right. So yeah, there is also the book, not only the video course online. And if you want to find out more about all of them, go and have a look at our shop. I'm not going to play that advert because you know where it is, krishaganshop.com. So hello, Stefania, and also hello to everybody in Turkey again. This week I've had a lot. Who used to say that? Cilla Black. Do you know who Cilla Black is? Probably not. If you're English, you'll know who Cilla Black is. Bless her. She's still alive. Somebody the other day said to me, is Elton John alive or is he dead? But he was actually performing that night around the corner from us here in Milan, so he's definitely alive. Hi, Elton. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, a lot of listeners in Turkey, so hi to you all. And I also want to say hello to all the mosquitoes that have finally arrived here around my body, biting me continuously. I hope I'm delicious also this year.
Use me, say me, anywhere you want me. You got the power to use me right.
Now, this word that I want you to use this week is something which has more than one meaning, and I have a lot of in my body at the moment. Other than love for everybody, because it's uncountable love, so it can't be a lot of them. I'm talking about stitches. Now, a stitch is what you make with cotton or thread when you're sewing or crocheting or knitting. Okay, a stitch, that little loop of thread. Okay, so when you get a hole in your socks and you sew your socks together or darn your socks together, you put some little stitches in it. I have stitches in my body, but from the little operations that I had. But a stitch has another definition. Do you know what it is? I don't get them that often because I don't exercise, because I don't have time and I'd rather not sweat in public. So a stitch is also a very sharp pain that happens really quickly. So a sudden sharp pain that you get in the side of your body because you've worked out too much. If you've been jogging, as you do. Remember, Italians, footing doesn't exist. It is jogging. Okay, so if you've been jogging or running and then all of a sudden you feel like, ow, what's that? And you get this sharp pain in the side of your body, this is a stitch. So there are a few different ways that you can use this word. Next Monday I'll be having my stitches out, so wish me luck. I hope there's no pain.
And I beg you to fix it.
Now, the word that I would like you to fix this week is a word that you all know, you all use, and because summer is around the corner, you're all probably going to be doing it if you're not already doing it. Unless you're in a cold country, which has winter in this period. But I'm talking about what you do in summer. When you lie down on the beach or on your terrace like a dead fish, hoping to get nice golden skin, something I've been waiting for 41 years. It's still not happening. But I did have it once, thanks to Anthony at Selfridges. Don't know if you still work there, but he sprayed me once, and that was really, really good. Lasted a week, but it didn't really last that well. And I don't know if people actually believed I'd been tanning in Greece or something, but it looked real. For me, it looked real. Just let me believe it looked real. Anyway, what am I talking about? Now, let's go the politician's route. Let's start off with, in your house, you have a room called a bathroom. Okay, in a bathroom, you could have a shower or a bath. You guessed it right. Okay, now this is a bath. A bath, though, you sit in or lie in, and you are surrounded by water. Now, when you are doing this thing to get a wonderful tan, you're not surrounded by water. So try and remember the fact that it's not the same as the bath in the bathroom. Okay, I'm talking about the verb I'm talking about now, to sunbathe. Sunbathe. You hear the pronunciation is different from bath. Now, in English, when we add this magic E, which is actually silent, to the end of a word, we change the vowel sound previously to the name of the vowels of the vowel in the alphabet. So, bath, which was a, becomes a when you add the silent E. Another example, mat. Okay, mat, M-A-T. If I add an E on the end, it becomes mate. So the A, which was a, has now become A, the sound of the A in the alphabet. So bath, if you add the E, not only does it change the sound of the a to A, it also changes the th to th. Don't believe me? Check it out. Well, I'm right anyway, because I know I'm right. To sunbathe. But go and have a look for some other words. Okay, I'll tell you one. Teeth. Teeth. You all have teeth. Well, hopefully you do. Well, it depends. Maybe you had an accident. But even if they're false, you still have teeth. If you add an E on the end of the word teeth, you end up with the verb to teethe. So, remember, sunbathe. So, I am sunbathing, not to sunbath and not sunbathing.
She's from Australia,
Koala.
kingdom of dangerous animals. Next time that you go, make sure that you know which you can hold and which will kill you.
Like a jellyfish.
It's Kenny Lawrence.
I just found online a thing. Questions not to ask Australians. And somebody said, why do Australians say going for a feed as if they're cattle? Anyway, because it's just on the animal theme. So go on, what we're talking about today? Go on. What are you talking about today?
All right, we're talking about wobbegongs, or
Whoopi
also
Goldberg?
known as... Sorry?
Whoopi Goldberg?
No, not Whoopi Goldberg.
Is she Australian? Hi, Whoopi. Is she Australian?
I don't know.
You don't know who, do you know who she is?
Sure. I know the name, but I'm not sure about
God, you young
where she's
people.
from.
God.
So this is a shark. It's also called a carpet shark.
But what was the... You didn't say Whoopi Goldberg then. What did you say the name was?
wobbegong.
Wobbegong.
Exactly. Wobbegong is
Sounds
what we used to
Asian.
refer to it. I think it's actually Aboriginal.
Ah,
It's
okay.
perhaps an Aboriginal term. Exactly. And this is a very, very strange shark. It's very common. I've seen them multiple times in my life.
I've just received a picture now. In fact, you said it's
Yeah,
a
you
carpet. It
can
looks like
see
a
it.
carpet. It looks like a rug.
Exactly. It looks like a rug. It's also got this very strange mouth. And you find them on the seafloor.
Can't even see the
usually
mouth.
under rocks or around rocks. And also its eyes are quite strange because they're right on the top of its head there.
In fact, I'm trying to understand where its face is. I can't really
Exactly.
tell.
I think that's also why they call it a carpet shark, because you always find it on the seafloor, maybe under a rock or something like that. And they're very interesting creatures. I recommend that you look it up, have a look and see what it...
You find them under rocks?
Well, if you have, for example, a big rock on the seafloor, and it'll be kind of getting shelter under that rock.
Right. So
kind of to
the English
side of it.
expression that you obviously know, where have you been living under a rock?
Yeah.
We can now say, who are you? A wobbegong. We just created a new
Exactly.
expression in English.
Well done.
Yeah.
So this is this kind of shark, and it's not considered dangerous, but it has been known to attack some swimmers. So I don't know what they define there as dangerous, but I wouldn't like to be attacked by this strange animal. Now
You can make a nice jacket out of it.
maybe very slimy one.
Yeah.
And another thing about these ones is that it's a common animal that you catch when you go fishing. In fact, I remember when I was a kid, I went fishing with my parents, and I
You
caught
went
one
fishing.
of
How
these.
boring.
It's quite fun in Australia because you don't know what you're
Yeah,
catching.
if you,
In fact,
it's
I
quite
caught
fun
one
because you don't know
of
if you're going to
these.
live or not. That's why.
Exactly. I end up catching one of these carpet sharks, and so they're actually caught quite often by fishermen, and that's why people try to consider how to use them as commercial, as something to eat. So they don't have.
You can have it like for fish and chips.
Well, actually, in some places, some fish and chip shops, you could find it. It's not common, but I think people do try to make use of this animal, even if they don't have so much commercial value as something to eat. But another interesting thing about it is that it's very strange mouth that kind of looks like a beard.
It got a beard. In fact, now I can see them out, them little whiskery things.
Okay, exactly. And so with this one here, you can basically, it has this strange mouth so that it can screw its eggs into the rocks. So it's, I don't understand how that works.
It can screw it with its mouth. It can screw its eggs.
Exactly. I don't understand how this works. I don't know the science behind it, but this is what it does, and that's why it has the mouth that it does. So have a look online, yeah, I recommend looking it up because it's interesting. And this one you can find in Australia as well as, I believe, also in Asia, in East Asia, perhaps in places like Indonesia, around Papua New Guinea. So they're really common. They're not an endangered species. You could definitely come across them when you go snorkeling. So they're quite interesting. Yes, and otherwise the tip is... Okay, another tip similar to one that I gave a few weeks ago is basically you don't go swimming after it's rained. If you've had a lot of rainy, a big rainy period, don't go swimming once the sun comes out.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Try and have a think.
In case there's a storm and you get electrocuted.
No, not quite.
No idea. No.
Basically,
I like swimming in. Well, I can't swim, but I like going in water when it's raining.
Yeah, but it's not encouraged because when it rains, you have a lot of murky water that appears. And again, sharks really love to go hunting when the water isn't so clear and when there's low visibility. And they're more likely to mistake you as another turtle or something like that. And so...
Over my six-pack, in fact, in Italian. Tartaruga. Yeah.
And that's it. So the advice is don't go swimming after it's rained. If you've had a rainy period and you're on holiday somewhere in a tropical place, don't go out swimming afterwards because you could end up being attacked by a shark. I know it's rare, but it is some advice that you learn that I definitely learned as a kid growing up. In Italy, I know they learn do not go swimming after you've had lunch, but we've got bigger problems.
In Italy, don't do it. Don't do anything after you've done anything in Italy. A bit of a draft and you've got a disease. It's terrible. All right, so very nice little creature. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Now we won't die down under all thanks to
Now remember to let me know if you know the original name of Imagine Dragons, what the anagram is of. I need to know. I hate these cryptic things. I even found a message on our door outside which is all cryptic. God knows what it means. We're still trying to figure it out. So another thing, Imagine Dragons, I just remember there is a fun fact, not a really fun fact, which is really useless, but fun, let's say, if you like Imagine Dragons. Ben from Imagine Dragons loves knitting, so it connects back to the stitches thing. Anyway, now one little message. I have one message to finish off with today, and that is, Davide, do your homework. Jingle! See you next week.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock. Shining all his English tips, Kris
is an anagram of risk.